Hello, my internet peeps. How are you today? This is Scott Rideshare. So today, I know the title seems a little sad, but it's not really sad. Let me go back and explain a little bit. I knew a chapter of my life was closing, and the new chapter was going to open inevitably, I wanted to make sure it was going to be the chapter I wanted it to be. I was researching on where I was going to go. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wasn't sure where or how to go about doing it. And when I got into the idea of getting into rideshare, obviously I looked up, I did some research on it. And there were a lot of YouTubers out there talking about rideshare. And there's so many that it's hard for me to mention. But there was one who I actually kind of modeled my channel on. Her name is Stephanie. I can't give the title of her channel because it would require me cursing, and I don't really want this channel to be about that. But she used to tell these funny stories about what was going on while she was driving. One of the differences is that she would take a story that is probably about 2 minutes long, and she would drag it out so that it was 10 minutes long. And she's like flipping her hair and everything. I found her funny. I found her entertaining. So I kind of modeled my channel after her. When I do my channel, I don't flip my hair or anything like that. And a lot of times you'll see me put 2 or 3 stories together when I'm trying to get a point across. And that's because the stories are too short, and I really can't just drag them out like that. So in either case, there was another guy. His name is Uber Lyft SoFlo, I believe, and his video that got me attracted to his channel was when he was talking about scams at the Fort Lauderdale airport. And in the video he says, you may not see me again because and he was joking, and I hope he was joking. He hasn't posted a video in a long time. I sincerely hope it's just because he's moved on with his life and that nothing nefarious has happened to him. In either case, there were quite a few others. There was Cecily from Drive Girl Drive, who she was giving a female perspective point of view when she was driving. And that has helped me because every time I have a female get in my car, I kind of keep some of the things that she says in mind, in my mind in dealing with my female passengers. It's dark out, it's late at night, or sometimes early in the morning, and the things that made her feel uncomfortable, I wanted to make sure I didn't have that, me project that as a driver, being a man. So her channel was invaluable. Calvin, Simple Driver, loved his videos 100%. And then there's Torsten, the rideshare professor, who did a lot of great tips. Love his channel too. Harry, the rideshare guy, love his channel. Kevin, the entrepreneur. I get a lot of news, to this day from Kevin. And of course, there was Randy, the Uberman. The thing about Uberman is he gave tips. He would tell you how much he made, but he would say his kind of tips he would sit there and say, here's how to make surge work for you. I believe that was one of the titles of one of his videos, and I used that once I did get into rideshare. But anyway, I did all this research in 2016, and I decided I was going to get into rideshare. I didn't know that at the end of 2016, like right around the time I decided it, that Uber had cut the rates. They were going to cut the rates. That they cut the rates, and I went about crossing my T's and dotting my I's, and didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to it. At the beginning of 2017, I picked it back up again, and I got into rideshare. And at some point, and this is thanks to Calvin, really, I decided I was going to go with the YouTube channel. Kevin, the entrepreneur, also inspired me for that. But in any case, I kind of went in that direction. And right around the time I was going full-time, probably a little before I went full-time, Uberman joined the Delete Uber movement, which I thought was quite shocking at the time. But nevertheless, I still subscribed to his channel, and I went back as early as I could to watch videos. And at first I didn't understand that he had a YouTube channel before he was Uberman. And he like he would show us driving down the street, you know, how much he loved driving down the street in his cars. He kind of invited us into his home, and I don't know the man, but I feel like I do. So what I noticed is in 2017, as 2017 was rolling on, I noticed that less and less of the people that I considered mentors were driving. They were driving less and less. Calvin, for example, admitted this year that he didn't drive at all in 2017. He had made videos in 2016. He had made videos in 2017. But by that point, he kind of moved on. Now, I still consider these people mentors because when I got into rideshare, my intention was to get into rideshare, learn how to be an entrepreneur, learn a lot of things, and move on. And I was just using rideshare as my education tool to get me there. I was of the impression when I got into it that rideshare was like a dinosaur, and it was down, it was dead, and it's in its death throes. You know what I'm saying? It's still, you know, the tail's still flapping about and it's still twitching, but I believe rideshare is dead. It's going to take a while for the twitching to stop. I mean, I was thinking when I got into it last year that I was going to have between 5 to 10 years to learn how to do everything, and I wanted to give myself this deadline so I wouldn't get lazy about it. I wanted to move on to the next thing, and I do really like driving people around. It's a lot of fun. I meet a lot of great people. It's always very interesting. I've learned a lot, and you know, that was the reason why I got into it. It was kind of shocking at the beginning of 2017 that Uberman joined the Delete Uber movement. Now, he eventually went back, right? But I noticed that his videos, his and all my mentors, they kind of stopped focusing on rideshare. Some haven't. Harry's channel, the rideshare guy, he still focuses on rideshare, but Harry himself is not really out there driving too much anymore, unless he wants to try something new to bring to his readers. He's also not making videos like he used to. He's got other people doing the videos. Calvin, like I said, hasn't driven. Cecily, this year, I don't think she's driven too much. It didn't look like it. Every video she posts now, she's posting from a passenger's point of view. I haven't really seen one where she's out there driving herself. She's kind of explaining to drivers, hey, look, you don't want to make these mistakes, kind of thing. And Kevin, the entrepreneur, he's kind of moved off onto other things. Torsten, the rideshare professor, he buys cars now. He wraps them, which is almost like giving it a fresh coat of paint, and then he leases the cars out. You don't really see him driving anymore. You don't see him in the car giving tips about how to make extra money or anything like that. Now with Randy, Uberman, I noticed the same thing. I noticed that he started buying cars at auction and fixing them up and selling them. And if you go back and you look at all of Randy's channels, he's always loved cars. It was clearly obvious he loved cars. If I had half of his knowledge, I may have never gone into rideshare. I would have done what he was doing to begin with. I mean, I would have done it 30 years ago if I had this guy's knowledge about cars. I can barely tell you that the oil pan is not connected to the drive shaft. I mean, I'm like, you know, you turn the ignition, you put it in drive, and you go. So anyway, I could see that he was moving into other areas that, you know, I may not be interested in what my other mentors are doing. They have their own thing. What I like about them, though, is that they have moved on, and they're still inspiring me just by them moving on. So I appreciate that. And it was about a month ago, I guess, I sat there and I was going through my subscription channel to see if Uberman had posted anything, and I didn't see his name. I did see a channel in there called Auto Auction something. I apologize, Randy. I will post a link to your channel down below. But I didn't know what that was. And then I saw Kevin the Entrepreneur's video where he talks about how Uberman has changed his name. He's gone completely away from rideshare. And I just wanted to say that I admire that. I'm gonna use him as an inspiration, as well as my other mentors, as inspiration for me to eventually move on. All those guys kind of got in when the money was really good. Now you could do it. I'm doing it. I'm not making as much money as they did, but I'm making more than I was in my previous job. So that's a good thing. And more than anything, I'm learning. And the School of Hard Knocks is an expensive school. But it is a school. It's going to get me where I need to go. I'm in the correct vehicle to get there, which is good. So I'm happy about that. But what I wanted to say was, I wanted to say thank you to Randy for the things you've taught me in Rideshare, and the things you're going to continue to teach me by being out of Rideshare. And I'm happy for you. You look like you're having a good time and you're enjoying yourself, just like you did on the videos you posted 5 years ago when you're just driving down the road in your cars. So I applaud you. You've kind of invited me into your home. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am, but I feel like I know who you are. And I appreciate that. I appreciate everything you've done. And I just wanted to say farewell to Uberman. But I still have your channel subscribed, and I will be checking in with you from time to time, just to make sure that your progress is going well and for you to keep inspiring me as I move on. Thank you very much. I hope the rest of you enjoyed this. This really wasn't, hopefully you liked it. Anyway, if you did please like, subscribe, share. Thank you very much. This is Scott Rideshare. Have a great day.